So let's take a point, any point on your paper, mark a point, and you have to draw a straight line across this. So now, to ensure you have a straight line, take your protractor and mark the angles at 0 and 180 degrees so that you have a straight line. Make sure that all these 3 points lie in a straight line. So we mark the angles, and now we'll connect this with the scale, and hence we'll have a straight line. Measurements are really important in a mandala. The grid has to be perfect because that is what will decide how our mandala turns out to be, how symmetrical it is. And so now what we'll do is we'll make a straight line, vertical line. So for that you will mark the angle at 90 degrees, and similarly let's do this on the opposite side. Mark the angle at 90 degrees. Make sure that 0, 180 and your center point falls in a straight line, so that you have to make sure that it is completely at a right angle. So now we'll join these, the 90, 90 and 0. So we'll have a straight vertical and horizontal line. So now we'll have to draw concentric circles. So you can draw the circles at any distance because you don't know what you'll draw, and if you're going with the flow you don't know what mandala you're drawing. But for instance, in this particular video I'm drawing the markings at a distance of 1 centimeter each, so as to show you how to draw the circles and further how to mark the angles. So I'm marking it at 1 centimeter apart, so that's 1 2 3 4 5 6, and similarly we'll draw the 1 centimeter markings on the above side. So we'll mark that, and as I told you, there is no rule that you have to draw the markings at this centimeter or something. It totally depends on the kind of mandala that you want to draw. So, and if you want, you don't have to draw the same markings on the above side, because once you will adjust the compass, so you don't have to make the markings on the opposite side as well. So it works fine just by the marking on one side. So you'll see me struggling a bit with the compass right now, because while recording it is a bit tough to use the compass because the stuff shouldn't go out of focus. So and for 1 centimeter it is a bit tough to draw with compass because it is a very small distance, and but it is possible with this Maped compass. You might face some difficulty with the normal compass for such short distance. So for that purpose you can use a different protractor that comes with the many markings. So I'll show you that, and first I'll show you that protractor that I often use for smaller circles. You can use this one if you're having trouble making the circle of 1 centimeter with the compass. You can use this protractor. I often use these for the mini mandalas because the compass won't work for such short distance. So now let's draw the concentric circles. Adjust the compass accordingly for 2 centimeters. You can also adjust it on the scale first and then draw directly here, or you can adjust it over here. So make your concentric circle, and then I'll show you another way of how you can draw the circle. That is much easier for shorter mandalas. Just adjust the distance, and then you can rotate the paper as you go. Adjust your pencil over there and just rotate the paper. So that's pretty simple and makes the work easier. So I'll be drawing the further concentric circles by this method. You can try this out. So you can draw this grid with me for practice. Okay, so we have this now. Now what we'll have to do is we'll have to mark the angles. Again, with angles you can mark at a variety of angles. For instance, you can draw at a gap of 10 degrees, 15 degrees, 20 degrees, depending upon the mandala that you want to draw. So in this I'll be making angles at a gap of 15 degrees just for example, just for showing you. So make sure 0, 180, 90 everything is on one line, because the angles have to be very accurate, because we have to fill in the patterns in these grid, and this has to be it accurate. Like, this is the most important step. So mark at 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, then you have your 90. Similarly, from here mark your angles at 15, 30, 45, 60, and then 75, then you have your 90. Now draw these markings on the opposite side as well, because you'll connect these lines, you'll connect these dots, so it should fall in one line. And so it has to be very symmetrical, very perfect. So that's why, so to leave no room for error, we mark the angles on this side as well. So I'll just fast forward this process. You should also draw this along with me for practice. Now what we'll do is we'll join these dots, and it will fall in a line. It should fall in a line, so that we are to make sure that the angles are marked correctly. So let's join this line. Make sure that the angle, the center, and the angle marked on that at the end falls in a straight line. So, and I'm drawing the grid very dark so that you can see, but while you are drawing, it shouldn't be so dark, because eventually you'll have to clear out this grid, so it will look untidy if the outline is too dark. So make sure when you draw a grid, it is really light, and I'm just drawing it really dark so that it is visible to you guys. So we have our grid now. This is a center. We have marked at 1 centimeter distance. The angles are at 15 degrees, and you can be very experimental. You can draw the markings at any distance. You can mark different angles. You can experiment and see what kind of a mandala you want to draw, and hence you have your grid. It is like the basic, the basic part of any mandala, so make sure you draw it neatly. And so this one's 15 degrees. You can draw it 10 degrees, 20 degrees, or any angle that you want.